Welcome back, Saints Nation, on this wonderful Saturday afternoon. I'm Theo, joined by Gabriel, and today we are going to be watching some Saints Clair League of Legends action. We got our varsity team taking on York University Black. It's a second round of cLoL, and tell me, what are we expecting today?
We're going to be expecting many different things. I don't know, is this your first time casting League this new season?
Well, we casted it last week.
Oh yeah, right. You casted last week. I'm so bad with my memory. ADHD is a curse. But I was talking about the meta last week, and it hasn't changed, right? So we're still looking at the same things when it comes to Corki being in the meta with the Malignance combo. We're seeing a lot of melee Lucian show up, which is a really deadly combo in the bot lane. Junglers are they're weird. They're very varied, which is not what I would have expected, but it's nice to see. But yeah, we're seeing a lot of enchanters in the bot lane, a lot of very strong early game picks like the Lucian, like the Draven. And the top lane, we're seeing mostly the same stuff that we saw last season, with the exception of Gragas with his new buffs, with the Callus of Eon build, where he can get to like 5k HP and still have 600 AP. Like, that is insane. So we might see some Gragas in the top lane, which is going to be interesting. What are you expecting?
Yeah, I mean, as you said, some meta picks. We also have a couple people on our team who play some off-meta things, like we could see an Olaf top come out from
the
Ricky.
Olaf top was beautiful.
Always very strong pick. Usually gets banned out, either the Olaf or the Darius, so that could be our spice picks. Always in the jungle, Maddie is scary on that Lilia, so that also gets a win. Rock Boom on the Tristana, usually that one gets banned out against him pretty often.
Yeah.
It's a pretty popular pick of his, but we're going to be taking on York in the second round. Not too much knowledge on York. Obviously, it's still a new season, but it is the second round, so both teams did win their first round matchups, and it should be a pretty strong matchup today. I couldn't wait.
Yeah, definitely. So since this is a new season and so many things have changed this season, we don't know how strong the roster is going to be. We know they won their last round, right? Which means that they have good knowledge. They know what they're going to play. Personally, I think it's going to be another question of analyzing how they play, whether they're playing around the Rift side or whether they're playing around the Dragon side, right? If they're going for the Herald, if they're going for the Grubs, if they're going for the Barons, or if they're going for just Dragon stacking and going for Soul, right? Because that's like the biggest play with this new season. It's, all right, is our jungler pathing up top side or is it pathing bot side? So yeah, as we can see here with the patch notes, Smolder is also in the game. So
I don't think she...
Yep.
She's in play today?
Yep, Smolder is in play.
Oh.
I actually played a game with Smolder like a few hours ago. And it's definitely an interesting champion. The first infinitely stacking ADC. So yeah, if you were terrified of ADCs in the first place in the late game, well, now you have one that can scale infinitely, which is nice. Think of ASOL, but AD. And not spewing Q all the time. So very interesting champion. He has a built-in Elder Dragon buff, basically, that scales infinitely, which is minorly terrifying, but we'll see where he goes. So yeah, as we can see here, not a lot of nerfs in this season, but a lot of buffs. Darius has, at level 1, more armor penetration on his Apprehend, right, his pull, than Last Whisper, the 1400 gold item, the armor penetration item, which is terrifying in the top lane. Alawi buffs were definitely necessary. Just looking at, like, because of the new patch, right, with how the spacing is, if you stick in the middle of the lane, you cannot get hit by any of her tentacles, which is completely busted. Yeah. So right now she's stronger in the mid lane, and even then, if you're in the middle of the lane, she still can't hit you. Anything that's catching your eye?
Some interesting buffs. We have Shen buffs, a champ we don't see too much, but could be pretty strong. Twisted Fate has been going crazy in ranked right now with AD build. Absolutely disgusting build. Probably going to get nerfed, and then next patch on some things there. Obviously, not a champ with a huge amount of too many different things in this kit, but he does have that teleport, which just makes him so strong, just able to TP behind someone As you said, we got Gragas, who we might see got buffed as well. And some champs that really needed it that were kind of weak, like Ahri, Hui, Veigar, could have really used those buffs. Karma, I'm not too sure why I got a buff, being pretty strong right now in ranked, but
Yeah.
hey, there's a reason I don't
Karma's
balance the
AP
games.
build is, yeah, that's a nuke. And it happens so often, too.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty strong, but with all that being said, we're going to throw it over to a very, very quick break as the game gets set up. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Game 1. Welcome back, everybody. A bit of a longer break, but we are almost ready to get into the game. I believe we have a draft coming up in just a second, and should be an exciting matchup. It's gonna happen, and let's see what we'll get in the picks and bans.
I'm expecting. Okay, yeah, the Talia makes sense. A pretty staple pick right now. Can be flex both jungle and mid. Okay, Sinzal. So I think they might be focusing jungle bans. We might see some junglers come out in these first slots. Jungle is a pretty strong role at the moment. Lots of agency, lots of decision making though, mainly with those Void Grubs. We might see a Rel come out to prioritize Void Grubs, right? Rel is known that she can just melt the Void Grubs because of the shields, she can instantly break them. Ooh, a Jace ban coming out. Alright, Jace pretty staple pick when it comes to both the mid lane and the top lane. High AD scaling, really good early game because he's a shapeshifter. Generally speaking, good champion. We'll see what they respond with. Ooh, the Callista ban. Early game ADC's just very strong right now. It's funny. They tend to pair early game ADCs with late game enchanters, like Melio or, well, I mean, not Sona.
Seraphine right now is strong, but we're gonna see the Nico ban come out from St. Clair. Don't want to be dealing with that in the mid lane. They looks like they three bans on the enemy mid laner. So York University really must have a very strong mid laner, and York on the other side are gonna be banning out the ADC. But we're gonna see the Brand first pick. I believe that will be jungle for sure. Almost very strong in the champ. And speaking about those Void Grubs, Brand one of the best champs in the game at taking those, just doing so
with the AoE.
much splash damage there. And York University are gonna answer with a Karma.
Karma Caitlyn in the bot lane. That's going to be an interesting pick. Lots of poke on that with those monster Qs that are going to be coming out. We're going to be seeing if it's more of an AP-centered Karma or a support-centered Karma. The Varus coming out on the side of St. Clair College, a really interesting... Oh yeah, and pairing that up with the Nautilus, definitely able to go for those early plays with that attack speed steroid on his passive, plus those roots. Definitely a good counter pick in the bot lane here. Being able to lock down the Karma and deal a really good amount of damage. We're going to be seeing, it's probably going to be an attack speed Varus, but even a lethality is really strong in this meta. Probably not going to be seeing any AP though. So we're going to be seeing, ooh, the Rengar in the jungle. Definitely an interesting pick. Probably going to be a hubris rush if he is feeling daring. Rengar nowadays he can get up to 1,000 AD, right? So very, very terrifying champion to be going up against in the jungle. We'll be seeing how that plays out. I don't know. Does Brand have the priority in the jungle against Rengar, or does Rengar have priority?
I think early in the game it might be a little bit Brand favored at level 4, but then after that, I think once Rengar has R, the Brand has to be very, very careful. But you want the Brand moving around with your Nautilus around the jungle later into the game, so it'll make life a lot easier. But we're into the second phase of bans. We're gonna see York University get rid of Irelia. That's Bakery Boys' like signature pick. It feels like so good on that.
Yeah,
Irelia
that's true.
Will be banned out there. St. Clair now ban of their own. Let's see what they decide to get rid of here. Really, we're focused on the mid lane here with Talia, Jace, and Nico. I don't know, Azir right now has been a power pick in the mid lane. I wonder if St. Clair College are going to be banning that one out. I guess we will wait and see. But it's going to be a Cassante ban up in the top lane. A very interesting ban. A strong champion as always. Cassante, you know, has been terrorizing top lane ever since he's come out, basically. And so he just has way too much in his kit. But they're trying to nerf him down a little bit. And speaking of nerfing down, York University is going to take out that Aatrox, who's also been insanely strong in the new season.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Aatrox is... he's a whole big can of worms that you do not want to open in any way, shape, or form. If it wasn't for me having to deal with Set, I would be banning him permanently. Because, yeah, that Sundered Sky combo with Aatrox and then with the extra auto attack resets that he can get from the Hydras is just terrifying. The Rumble ban too for the top lane. It seems like St. Clair College were targeting both the top lane and the mid lane in their bans. They said, all right, we're getting rid of this and this. So maybe they're focusing either a weak link or just one really strong player that York University has to just really punch that in. The Silas pick.
I think we're going to see an Olaf for sure here. But yeah, the Silas pick comes out for New York, and Olaf not... I mean, it's hard to blind the Olaf, obviously, but into the rest of that comp, it would just look very, very strong. But let's see what the Saints choose to pick up with their two final pickups. Obviously, I don't want to go anything that gives Silas a very, very strong ultimate. You know, you have to be... can't really lock in a Malphite or anything.
Well, they already have really, really strong ultimates that Silas can steal. The Brand, which has high AP scaling. The Varen, high AP scaling. I think that's 100% AP. And the Nautilus ultimate, which also has some AP scaling here.
Kled.
Oh, okay, the Kled coming out. Well, I mean, hey, best voice lines in the game, hands down. So we're going to get to see it, well, not see, hear those all game. I am not complaining.
And Darius top, Kled mid, it looks like.
Yeah, that's it. Well, unless it's a Darius
It's a double flex. It could be a double flex. So a very interesting draft from the Saints here, solo APing on that Brand that Varus now has a chance maybe to even go for a hybrid build considering they have the Kled and the Darius, but the Mordekaiser.
Ooh, we're going to Brazil, boys!
Interesting pick there. I don't know. I think, what do you think? Will we see the Kled going into the Mordekaiser, or would you say Darius is the better matchup there?
So against Mordekaiser definitely a healing champion and a shielding champion. We might see a lethality Kled go into that Mordekaiser because of the advantage of Serpent's Fang, right? There is a good amount of shielding on the enemy team here with the Karma, with the Mordekaiser. So probably we might see a lethality Kled, but not 100% sure actually. Looking at the full comp, lethality Kled is quite squishy, although he does have a lot of base health with his dismount. But, if I had to say, yeah, Kled probably going for a semi-bruiser build, and then the Darius probably going to be in the mid lane.
Yeah,
just because, yeah, Darius against Silas does seem like the better combo.
I mean, Darius is good into, I believe, both of those champions. I don't think he struggles against either Silas or Mordekaiser, but I think he would prefer to maybe be in that top lane, having the longer lane, able to chase down the Mordekaiser.
He can run down a little bit better, that's true.
And I think Kled in the mid lane with his ultimate just going to be able to roam at level 6 would just be so strong. So
that is a good point, yeah.
I think it's a great draft from St. Clair considering they went the Brand jungle. They needed the 80 picks on 4 or 5, and they found some really good picks there.
Yeah, so I think, your choice is probably better than mine here, with the Kled going in the mid lane instead, because I know he can be flexed for both, but, I mean, I personally only ever played him top, although I just play him because I love the voice line.
Well, with that said, we're ready to go into game. Everyone's ready. Everyone's excited for this matchup, and we'll be heading in right now, I believe. Yes, we are. Let's see. It looks like the Darius will, in fact, be going in the top lane.
All right.
Bakery Boy in the mid lane on that. Brandon Alonso's playing support today on that Nautilus. It's a very strong bowling. Rock Boom yesterday, quick shout out, got his first tier 2 victory yesterday. Congratulations to him on the Rift today on the Varus, and a very strong team comp here coming out from the Saints. York University with that Rengar are kind of cooking up a little bit. Obviously you don't see the Rengar too often in the higher levels of play, so they definitely have some strategy here, and St. Clair just need to be careful to not get caught out by something they're not ready for.
For sure.
Wait,
here.
it's Malphite, by the way, top.
Oh yeah, Malphite in the top
Mordekaiser.
line with Arcane Comet. Definitely going to be an interesting one. Yeah. Honestly, might make things a little bit harder, because with the Malphite, that definitely makes it harder for the engage on the side of Kled, because Kled just charges in and becomes unstoppable, right? Which means he can't cancel his ult. If he doesn't engage, it might create certain problems, but we'll see how that functions. The big thing that we're seeing here is that York University, Black here, wants to just explode the ADC. That's their plan here, with both Malphite and Rengar, plus another assassin within Silas.
Yeah.
And then you've got the Caitlyn and the Karma wanting to put Rock Boom completely behind. We're going to be seeing a lot of just, okay, let's get the ADC out of the game, and then we can start playing. But with Darius being able to basically 1v9, it's going to be kind of terrifying for them, because they're also going to have to be careful with that, and have to deal with the Darius too. So they're going to have to kind of choose, okay, who are we targeting in these team fights? With that being said, in the top lane, kind of going to be interesting to see, because one of the biggest factors that we're going to want to look out for is, that right there, Darius pulling out the Ghost, Malphite stealing that movement speed, the Apprehend coming out, 5 stacks of bleed right on the Malphite, gonna give first blood to Public Enemy #1, but it is a trade kill. Although granted, 100 gold difference because of first blood. The wave state is on the side of Public Enemy #1 here though, so Darius definitely coming out on top of that trade.
Yeah, Ricky just didn't hit level 2 in time. Their burned both sums, did get the kill, but the Malphite is just going to TP back to lane, and I don't know if it's the best trade. Gets that first blood, but we'll be happy with that. But could have been a little bit cleaner play, as the wave does get crashed into him. He will pick up all those minions. So good start here for the Darius. Obviously wants to get those early kills and start scaling up. Malphite, now known as the biggest scaler, and he's going to get pulled in, and this should be a certain kill. Maddie going to land that EQ so well done, as Ricky's going to pick up his second kill of the game, and now it's going to be very, very rough for this Malphite in top lane. This next wave should get shoved in, and has to even be careful to not get dove between the turrets without teleport now. But let's look around at the other lanes. Caitlyn, Karma obviously expected to have the prio over Nautilus, Varus, and they do. The Rengar's going to be taking the Scuttle Crab. Let's see if Saints decide to contest it. No, they're going to give that one over, as Maddie takes the top side Scuttle in just a second. And you could see Ricky in the top lane. Look, going for that dive between the turrets. Maddie is on his way as well. Lands the Q, lands the E. Let's see if Maddie can land his combo here. He's going to just flash in. He's going to miss the Q, but will hit the W and E. And they should be looking to re-dive this in just a second. Only like 10% HP on the Malphite. A bit of the wave left. The Q and the W will hit from Maddie and Ricky. He will stay alive on 1 HP, but might get re-dove here in a second. I think they're just going to shove this wave in and choose to back off. That is the play here. A great job from the Malphite here, able to stay alive. Rengar will try to look to do something. Has to be a little bit careful though. Can't really do too much without that level 6, and in the end it's pretty good for St. Clair. Speaking of good for St. Clair, Bakery Boy flashes in the mid lane to pick up the solo kill on the Silas. Great play from him there, forces out the TP, and will happily take that solo kill.
Indeed, Kled here almost has his remount, gonna get it off. Silas trying to get the engage onto him, but doesn't quite connect. does get an easy recall on the side of Kled here. May I bring your attention to the fact that Darius already has a 150 cold shutdown on his head?
Yeah, with the serrated Dirk.
Yeah, wait, serrated Dirk?
Yeah.
Ooh, are we seeing a lethality Darius coming out here?
It's very possible. I've seen Ricky cook up the lethality Darius in ranked with the Yomu's Ghostblade first item is what he likes to go.
Ooh.
And it's going to be the Malphite building that Bramble Vest, but against the true damage of Darius, how much armor can you really get? We're going to see Bakery Boy with the level 6, going to look to roam. It's going to have to walk through the scuttle. It's going to just ward up the Void Grubs, and I think that's going to be Maddie's next big objective. He's going to make his way over, playing around that top lane like we saw last week, St. Clair loved to do, and Ricky has just been doing his job phenomenally so far in this top lane, up 10 CS, might be looking to just get some prio so they can take the Void Grubs without any real contest.
Yeah, we're definitely looking for those Void Grubs. We saw them do it last time. We're seeing them do it this time. Void Grubs being a huge priority on Maddie's list of things to do. With that brand, of course, being able to clear them so quickly. Definitely going to get a lot from there, although it does seem like he only got 2 out of the 3. I don't know
Ricky
if that
got
was...
one.
Oh, Ricky got one. Okay,
yeah.
That would explain it. But yeah, so top lane, serrated Dirk Darius, plus the extra armor penetration that he has on his Apprehend now. Definitely going to be terrifying here. You can see the Kled contesting the dragon. Maybe he was just going for the fruit. Maybe he was hungry.
He was going to look to contest, but St. Clair don't have prio down the ball lane, and Alonso's going to have to be careful here. Does get out. This Rengar is hovering around the ball lane. Hasn't found a gank or anything yet, but Rockboom has to be careful. Wicked chained up here. Does not get trapped by the kill. However, the hook comes through from Alonso's. Ricky takes him, now find the top lane, but the flashes are coming at Rock, who's going to look to hit this Q. Misses it. Should still find a couple autos onto the kill and take her down, but will not be able to find it. Now in the 2v3, Rockboom will be going down, and Alonso will go down as well. It's just a matter of time. The flashes, though, come out from both the Rengar and the Nautilus there, but in the end, it's a great play for York University. But as we're talking about ball lane, Ricky was able to find yet another kill in the top lane, and they're looking to dive Silas in the middle lane here. Let's see how Bakery Boy and Maddie decide to play this one. The ultimate is going to be stolen away from the Silas, and I don't think they'll be able to dive this one. The R will be used for the wave clear, and the Rengar is looking for the gank mid. In the end, it's a 1-for-1. But it's a good start for York down in the bot lane.
Most definitely a good choice here. Silas not looking the healthiest in this lane here, but we are seeing the serrated Dirk coming out, so it's going to be a lethality Varus. Very interesting.
Look, Darius items.
Oh, the Darius already has the Yomus. Holy spokes.
Yeah.
I mean, from that standpoint, I think we have a clear winner for the top lane. But yeah, as I was saying not too long ago, the Apprehend plus the lethality, there's a lot of armor penetration on Darius right now. And Malphite, I mean, yeah, okay, he's building armor, but I don't think he has enough armor to live against this Darius right now. Not considering how fed he is. He is trying to keep up on CS, though. He's only down about 10 CS. But, I mean, we can see it. Most laners are keeping up with their lane opponent in terms of CS, or relatively so. We can see a little bit of a bigger one in the mid lane, but oh my god, that trade in the top lane. Just a really brief one, but already taking the Malphite down to almost 0. His name definitely showing what he's been doing a lot right now. This Malphite named Death, and is definitely something that he has been needing a lot. Rengar here going for a gank onto the Darius, getting the root off. Ultimate coming out from Malphite, gonna lock down that Darius, and does end up getting the kill on him. Maddie here trying to run away, does have to flash over the wall, try and get away from the Malphite.
Silas, though.
But, ooh, Malphite. And Silas does connect the chains onto the brand, and he does get locked down and killed. Definitely looking better here for York University now that they got that shutdown onto the Darius. I do believe the kill went to the Rengar too, so that's a lot of AD that he will be able to get. Does end up buying that Hubris first item, as I was talking about in draft. So it's only going to be interesting here. We got a trade in the bot lane. Bear is going to get locked down by the Karma and promptly killed by Caitlyn. Nautilus here having to run away. Karma does lock down the chains, gets the root. The traps coming out from Caitlyn, extending that root very, very long.
He's dead.
The ultimate coming out of Caitlyn and executing the Nautilus. An unfortunate trade for the side of St. Clair there.
Yeah, St. Clair just throwing their leads around the map. Ricky was able to pick up that Malphite again in the top lane, just having a huge lead up there, but Rockboom and Alonso yet again just not finding the play in the bot lane. And in the top lane, Maddie and Ricky really were trying to play super aggressive on that Malphite, but he got some help from the Rengar. Maddie, as soon as he misses a couple abilities, his champ is just kind of standing and watching there. So unfortunate from the Saints, as this Sylas is going to engage here, but Maddie is right here in the mid lane. Can he find the stun? Won't be able to find it there, as the Rengar is here as well. Gonna look for something of his own, as Darius is just solo doing the grubs. Malphite can't contest him, and that's gonna be all 6 Void grubs going over to St. Clair. We were talking before the game about how strong that really is, and this is gonna let their split pushing really unleash, as York University move everyone over to the Void grubs, but the Void grubs are no longer up. Not the best macro from them, as Rockboom, being so far behind, will get a couple free waves and a tower plate for no reason, but the teleport is coming out from the Sylas. Rockboom sees it coming, but can he survive? Does he dodge the Versalt? He does. Look at the moves from Rockboom. Doesn't have flash though, so will get one shot. Did a great job dodging all the skill shots there, but Shiba now on the Caitlyn has 3 kills, no deaths, 300 gold bounty. Great start for him, as Bakery Boy is in a lot of trouble here on this Kled. How he chooses to get out of this one. Gonna get his remount, but 4 members of York University are here, and that's gonna be an ult wasted by Bakery Boy. Will be going down. St. Clair just kind of playing a free-for-all and dying all over the map right now.
Yeah, definitely not ideal in that situation here. We can see, though, the entirety of St. Clair College, aside from Alonso, have their first item.
Oh, that's a kill.
Oh, hold on here. Yeah, we gotta find the bot lane. Nautilus misses the hook on the Caitlyn.
No.
Oh no! So it does end up flashing and getting
he took the
root,
shutdown too.
but he takes the shutdown. Oh no! Oh no!
It's a horror.
So many mistakes. I mean, you know what? A kill is a kill. It went to the team. At least the team got the kill. It's better than not getting the kill. You know, gold is gold. We're not going to complain about that, but it could have gone to the ADC. We're definitely going to be seeing Alonso.
Yeah, Alonso's not having a good time in the voice comms after that one, I can guarantee you. Missed
input.
Like, he missed the hook on the stunned target. I don't know, maybe didn't expect the
stun people can move.
This is a free kill though.
Hey, he didn't miss the hook.
Hey, that is great play right there from Maddie and Alonso, able to get their get back. Playing, unfortunately not getting the shutdown onto Maddie earlier, getting the kill there. Bakery Boy in the mid lane, up against the Sylas, is down a level, so has to be a bit careful, but look at the damage coming out from both of them, half HP chunks. Obviously Sylas has a bit more sustain, and this kid has that healing, so the Bakery Boy gonna have to be a little bit careful on his trades here, but Rockboom and Alonso are finally getting a bit of momentum here with Maddie helping them out heavily there. They're looking to dive down in this ball lane, and they will find the kill onto the Karma. Alonso living on 1 hit point, and that's going to be the whole tower gone with those Void Grubs just doing so much damage. Kaylin will be back, but Maddie and Rockboom are just going to push this one out. The ult does not hit from Rockboom, and this should be just a reset as St. Clair are able to get some middle game plays here. But Rengar is going to be going down into that ball, and I believe he popped his ultimate, so Rockboom has to be careful. I believe he still gets one shot under the tower here, but does have flash. Will he look to flash hit? Yes, he will. He threw out an emote, but I think he knew the inevitable was coming, and Rengar, knowing that Rockboom did not have his ultimate, can just freely dive onto him. A great play from there. Is now he's 3-0-2 on that Rengar. Bakery Boy getting ulted on by 4 members of York University, but is able to survive, as it's a very, very even game so far, but York University do have a couple of dragons.
Yeah, definitely. York University does have the drag advantage, but St. Clair College do also have the, well, I'll say the Rift advantage here. No vision on the Rift Herald, but 6 Void Grubs on the side of St. Clair, plus what's going to be the Rift Herald. York University here definitely down at least 1k gold. Probably going to go up a little bit thanks to that Rift Herald. Full tower down, already heading to St. Clair. Mid tower soon to follow. The Nullis Hook completely missing here in the mid lane, but going to be a danger to the mid lane is that Rift Herald, because I think they're lining up to try and use it here. So we're probably going to be seeing some driving. Hopefully these guys have their driver's license, because I had a match yesterday with a, well, a Shelly that went the wrong way. I think she was going for her own towers.
See it every now and then as the gang's gonna come out in the top lane. I don't know if that's the play the Ranger wants to make her. Look how much damage Ricky does. Gets a very easy shutdown there. I don't know what the Ranger was thinking. Darius being level 12, having an item, being so far ahead. I don't know if jumping on him with your ult without any bushes is the greatest play I've ever seen, but Ricky will happily take that shutdown, and he's just going to keep snowballing in this top lane, up 30 CS. Yes, the Malphite finally gets his Sunfire, but Ricky is going to have a couple items on his next back. This should be the mid turret going down. Look at Alonso here with the Nautilus, able to find the hook. The Q comes through from Maddie. That should be a kill. Teleport wasted from Malphite, as well as the mid turret goes down. The ult lands from Rockboom. Can he find the final kill here? Doing so much damage with that Q alongside Maddie. The Malphite's going to ult him, going to find a pick. Silas on the side, going to be fighting Bakery Boy as well as Maddie's doing so much damage on this brand. 1 HP on Bakery Boy, but they should be able to find the Silas here, who decides to flash into the Nautilus. Will be on 1 HP. Can anyone pick him up? Alonso lands the hook, and the kill will go down, and death should be going down here on the Malphite. Does pick up the Nautilus. Maddie has to be very, very careful. Does stay alive, but it's a great team fight for the Saints. They find the 5-4-2 as Ricky is just free hitting on the tier 2. Will take that one fully, and now he's going to be massive on this Darius in the base.
I am dumbfounded. I mean, first we see a Rengar getting Rengar'd by the Darius. Like, usually when you see a Rengar, it's you see him for half a second and then you spontaneously combust, independently of what champion you're playing, except a tank, right? But instead, we see the Rengar spontaneously combusting by the Darius. I mean, it is the lethality Darius, don't get me wrong, but like, that was fast. And then a team fight in the mid lane that was super well executed by St. Clair, getting that tier 2 down, and not only that, not even using the Shelly, right? So they still have that Rift Herald to play with minimal casualties. So that fight also huge, plus the tier 2 turret in the top lane that went down. That is a huge bonus for St. Clair College here. They're up 6,000 gold.
Yeah, basically off that one fight, and they're finally going to get their first dragon of the game. Will stop that soul stacking coming through from York University, and Saints, after a bit of some maybe silly mistakes earlier in the game, have now really picked it up. Maddie with a 400 gold bounty on that brand. Ricky 350 gold bounty on the Darius. Maddie's going to be doing so much damage the later this game goes, considering the fact he's solo AP. York University are not building any Merc treads, any MR items, will be doing immense damage on this brand. Ricky also is level 13 on the Darius. Bakery Boy has to be careful here. Does get jumped on by the Ranger and gets rooted up. Gets rooted up again. A great combo there, but ultimate will come out from Bakery Boy. He is tanky enough where he can just get out. Yes, he did use his ultimate, but look at the bot lane. Ricky is doing God's work against that Malphite. Will be just pushing this in permanently, and you can just only imagine the tier 2s are going to be going down very, very soon. Obviously, so strong, able to clear these waves in 1 second. I wonder where Maddie is going to use this Rift Herald. I thought bot lane might be the play, but they might even hold it until the Baron spawns up, use it mid lane, and just insta-rush it, because the damage they have with the brand Varus is so high.
Yeah, definitely. He can be patient with the Herald. Fun fact that I found out in my games, I believe yesterday, was that Shelly will actually spawn even if you're dead. She'll spawn in the middle of the fountain, and she's going to run down mid. So really useful addition if you end up getting
Ghost.
an objective. Oh, hold on here. Yeah, the Ghost coming out from the Darius. Going to try and lock down that Malphite. Malphite slowed way too much. The ultimate might just come out. Doesn't even need the ultimate. Maddie gets the kill onto the Malphite. Lots of damage and lots of bursts coming out from St. Clair's side here. 4-man and Shelly coming out onto that tier 2 tower in the bot lane. Gonna end up crashing it, using Shelly as the shield. Going to take out the tier 2 turret, because there are a lot of Void Grubs running at that tier 3. Shelly going to go in. Varus riding her right now. Varus does end up getting launched back right into his team. Lots of burst damage going onto the Silas, but Clair here seems to be backing off, saying, you know what, that's enough, we dealt damage, we don't need to do more. Rengar here on the flank might want to try and go for the Varus, who is really low, but I guess he just doesn't want to. They see that Rengar threw his bola to the Wolves there, so they knew where he was, they knew he might have been coming, but doesn't seem to really be doing much. Thank the Lord for vision. Karma here might... Okay, she doesn't get spotted by the brand here, but that was definitely close. We're going to be seeing, there's a lot of damage here on the side of Clair. I mean, they have the Lethality Darius. Well, okay, it's not a full Lethality Darius. It's a Youmuu's Darius, because he does have a Dead Man's Plate and a Stride Breaker as his other items. So this core build is actually really interesting, and he still has those steel caps for extra... Oh, pardon me, for extra tankiness. The brand, of course, going full AP. Zhonya's second item with that Liandry's just a terrifying combo. Sundered Sky coming out as the second item for Kled. Definitely interesting here. We have the Youmuu's getting pumped by the Darius. Net misses.
One shot.
The flash coming out of Darius apprehends Caitlyn, locks her down, ults her down, and she is gone. That will be the Baron coming out on the side of St. Clair College. York University can't really contest this, I don't think.
Pick up for the steal, though. They are on a ward as they're going to take that one down, but it's going to be all up to this Rengar to just jump in there with the ultimate. Let's see how this has to play it. York University definitely cannot fight this. They just need to go for the steal. That Silas ultimate so big, but look how quickly that Rengar gets one shot as Bakery Boy on his lonesome in the 1v2, able to kill out the Silas, and this could be the end to the game. Malphite obviously has nothing to get away here. Let's see if they're able to catch up to him. Ricky's going to be popping that Youmuu's and will have that Dead Man's Plate for that extra movement speed. Does find the E, and this should be the kill going down. You can see not doing too much damage as the Malphite is so tanky, but once you get those 5 stacks, the Malphite can move, and Darius will pick up his 7th kill of the game. St. Clair definitely going to look to end the game here. Alonso able to find the hook there. Karma should be going down, but Rock Boom actually goes down over to the Caitlyn. Alonso is able to pick up the Karma. I don't know if the St. Clair Saints will be able to end the game here, but they're going to be taking down a lot as Ricky getting really low on this Rengar. Does go down. Alonso flashes for no reason, trying to save his top laner. The hook will come through though. Maddie, look at how much damage he does on this brand, but he will give the shutdown over to Silas. You can see Rengar on 1 HP. Let's see if Alonso is able to get him the minions, and the burn from Brand will take him down. They're still taking the inhibitors all around the map. That's going to be 2 inhibitors dropped at least, as Bakery Boy is going to take the 1v1, doing so much damage against that Silas. St. Clair Saints, a bit of a sloppy play, but they're able to pick up all 3 inhibitors, and on these respawns they should look to reset and just run it down a lane with the Baron buff on a couple members still. Should just be able to take the space apart.
Yeah, most definitely here. I mean, we're seeing that Infernal Dragon definitely making a lot of AD coming out on the side of St. Clair College. NAP, right, that extra percentage based from the Infernal Dragon. They're going to probably get the other one too, since there's 3 inhibitors taken down for the side of York University, holding them into their base. Caitlyn ult coming out here onto the Varus. Wow, yeah, that's a lot of damage. Well, that is lethality Caitlyn for you. She already has her Youmuu's and her collectors, and I think she's finishing it. Oh my.
How does that happen? I have no idea, but the Rengar is dead. Rock Boom on 1 HP, but Bakery Boy is going to ult right onto the Karma. Is going to be looking for the Caitlyn instead. Does find the chain. Will they be able to follow up? Great hook from Alonso, as the E from Ricky is massive as well, and this should be easy clean up as the death does go down. Bakery Boy able to stay alive on 1 HP on that Kled, as Ricky is going to pick up the Karma, and that is going to be game 1 in the books. 23 minutes, many kills. What is that? 51 kills overall in the 23-minute game. A complete chaos, but St. Clair able to mount on top as York University go down. They're going to look to dive the Rengar in the spawn, and they will. And a great game 1 from St. Clair there.
Wow.
Able to win it in under 24 minutes.
Yeah, that was a phenomenal game on the side of St. Clair College here. One of the biggest things I want to point out, actually, is going to have to be the Rengar pick not really panning out. We saw he only got 3 kills, so his stacks in terms of his passive weren't really getting him to snowball, which is really something that you want to have. He wasn't even able to assassinate the Varus here. Although Varus does have his own self-peel with his ultimate, but he just didn't have that agency that you see from a fed Rengar, because he couldn't get himself fed in that early game. So maybe an alternate pick will be chosen next round. Big shout out to Rocky on that Darius making so much space and so much damage in those team fights, really giving, their Varus so much ability to just DPS whatever he wants, because they had to focus the Darius instead of the Varus, right? Because at the end of the day, melee or range, damage is damage, and you got to stop the first cause. So if you had Rocky on that Darius just trying to get his damage down, they couldn't really ignore him, right? You can't ignore a Darius running at you, so they had to take out the Darius, which gave the Varus a lot of time to just deal a lot of damage. You had the Nautilus there for Peel if he actually had to. Worst case scenario, he could go for a engage too. And then, of course, you had the jungler just there dealing AP damage. What else are you going to do? There's a brand there. So, yeah, let's do more AoE damage. And yeah, that Kled just making so much space, healing, frontlining, and engage. Top DPS going to the brand here, but Darius on 92 damage off. It's a lot of damage coming out on the side of St. Clair College. But yeah, looking at these builds, anything that catched your eye?
No, not necessarily. Obviously, the first item Youmu's from Darius is not something you see too often, but I've seen Ricky pull it out a couple of times. Obviously, I've seen him play ranked with this Lethality Darius, and it either goes like this or it goes 3-9 and you lose the game. So worked out for him this game. One thing as well, Rengar only had 6k damage, did not do much in that game. I think he was 3-0 at one point, but just could not snowball. And Rengar, a champ that only relies on snowballing. If you can't really snowball, you won't get anywhere. That's why you see champs in the jungle with a lot of CC, maybe not as much damage, because you just, if you want to play these assassins in the jungle, you have to get those early kills, get those early objectives, and you have to play a team comp that kind of revolves around you, but didn't really get it done for them this game. A great game from St. Clair. They executed well towards the later parts of the game and just really picked up York from left to right. Yeah,
definitely. One of the things that I wanted to point out was that there were 3 first strikes on the side of York University, and the karma was an AP karma. We saw the malignants coming out. The problem with their composition, if from what I could tell, was that although they had damage potential, they didn't have that execution. Right, the Malphite was too far behind. He couldn't go for those engages. I think he engaged twice total.
Yeah,
and he just didn't have that space to be able to say, okay, we're going in, we're taking a team fight, because they were getting picked off right, left, and center by either the Darius, by the Kled. They just didn't have the space to fight. It felt like they were always on the defense. They couldn't go on the offense, and that's where most of their champions shine. Caitlyn on the offense is terrifying. So is Rengar. Malphite, if he can get those engages in, it's horrifying to go up against, but they had to get that ability to be on the offense, or at bare minimum be on the poke side, but they just couldn't. If they wanted to start poking with that karma, they were getting engaged on. If they were trying to get an engage, they were getting counter engaged and taken completely out. If they were roaming, well, they were just getting picked off. They just didn't have the space to do anything, and that's kind of what you see with St. Clair. They have so much control over their game once they get those towers down, that if they overextend even a little bit, your University is getting caught out and taken apart.
Absolutely.
It's terrifying.
It was just a great game from St. Clair, but that's what we like to see on the Saints broadcast. We're going to throw it to a very, very quick break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the draft and the game for Game 2. Welcome back, everybody. We are here for Game 2 between St. Clair Saints and York University Black. St. Clair College was able to come out on top in Game 1 with a nice little 24-minute victory.
Yep.
Very, very strong performance from them. But we're going to be getting into draft of Game 2 in just a second. Let's see what picks and bans we're going to see here. I'm expecting a Darius ban from York University.
Probably,
I don't
yeah.
know if they want to go up against that one again. And yeah, let's see what we're going to get underway. Brock going to first ban the Zinzao.
Okay, the Zinzao. Interesting ban here. I don't know how I feel about the Zinzao ban. It's definitely been, like, it came out last time, but I don't know. We haven't seen it being played that much.
He's really good with the Titanic, obviously. I don't know if Matty plays the Zinzao too much, but he's going to be happy if that Brand or Lilia do get left open.
For sure,
obviously,
for sure.
so strong on those AP junglers. Let's see what St. Clair decided to ban out.
Talia.
They're definitely, I think, focusing the mid laner of York University. They don't want to give him any comfort picks, and they're going to be banning out the Talia. Probably going to see similar bans to what they were last game, as St. Clair had great success with the draft they made last game. But York University definitely going to have to switch something up. Can't be giving Ricky all that free room in the top lane with that Darius. I don't think we're going to see something like a Rengar this game. I think we're going to see a bit of more of a CC champ as we get a Ashe ban coming out from York University Black. Interesting ban. Rock Boom very, very good on that Ashe. Could see why that ban's coming through. Also, could also be a support ban because Caitlyn Ashe or something.
We've been seeing Ashe come out a lot recently, actually, in the support role, though. Less on the ADC role, mostly on the support role. So that's going to be an interesting feature to get banned. So it's kind of more of a flex ban. Coming up here, we're probably going to see the Darius ban, but I think it's because they have to lock out like the top lane completely, right? If they don't lock out the top lane completely, they need to ban the Darius, they need to ban the Olaf. Like those would be like the two priorities. Because if they don't ban that, they're like top's just gonna make too much space in the team fights, and they're not gonna be able to play. Ooh.
That's another. Yeah, Kalista obviously a very strong champion in the early game right now. Just able to win lane with such ease, especially paired up with like a Renato or something, just makes Kalista so strong. Good bans here coming out from Brock. You see St. Clair on the other side, same bans as last game. Decide to just ban out the mid laner. The Talia and the Jace will be dropping, and the third ban is coming up in just a second. Probably going to be aimed. Oh, they're going to take out the Karma, even though they had such great success last game playing against it.
The Karma was good, though. It was very well played.
It was played well, but just could not do enough to win the game last game. St. Clair don't even want to take the risk. And it's going to be a first pick. Maokai coming out from York University.
You're talking about CC tanks in the jungle?
Hey, that's exactly what they're going to be go for.
They're completely changing the game plan here. Oh.
And the Cork, he's going to come out from Bakery Boy. A very, very strong pick now. And Emilio is going to come out from Alonso. Probably Emilio Lucian, as you just stated, Rockboom. Loving that combo. But let's see if York University maybe decide to go for something spicy like Nami Lucian, turn back the clock and take it away from St. Clair College. I don't know if they're going to go for that.
They kind of need to steal the Lucian here. They're picking the Tristana.
Could be mid. It could be a flex.
Could be mid, yeah. But if you don't steal the Lucian here, they're going to take it.
Yeah.
I don't know why that was... I don't know if you guys want to deal with Emilio Lucian. That's a whole big can of worms you guys don't want to open. But Tristana mid... Varus ADC. Don't get me wrong, the performance that St. Clair had on that Varus ADC was really good. But Varus ADC is like, it's very niche if you're playing at Lethality. And if they're not playing Lethality, mainly against the Emilio Lucian, like Lethality Varus is more of a poke champion, right? So you don't really play poke into enchanters. Enchanters, like, they just negate poke. That's kind of their thing. So definitely an interesting pick here. Maybe they're going to have like an engaged support like a Nautilus to pair up with that Varus, but it's an interesting choice, but I don't see the idea behind it. But maybe there's a hidden combo that I just don't expect here. Gonna be seeing, so the Udyr here getting banned on the side of York University, followed by the Blitzcrank and the Jax. So yeah, that engaged support that I was talking about. Definitely getting taken out. The Jax, just a staple pick to ban at the top lane. Very annoying to play against. The Nico, again, the Hot Blossom just being completely denied here. Definitely a terrifying ultimate to go up against. Yeah, the Olaf line. Okay, yeah, the Olaf. Well, I think we all know where this is going. This is going to be... Ooh!
It's going to be answered by a Gwen in the top lane, and the Poppy is going to be picked up. I think it's a Maokai support, actually, for looking at this comp. It should be a Gwen top.
Poppy support. But I don't think so.
Poppy support wouldn't really make much sense into the Melio Lucian, but they're going to be picking up the Nunu. Nunu for the jungle option is not something you see every day in the highest level of play. Maddie's going to be whipping that one out. Very, very interesting comps here from both sides. I mean, this Olaf is going to be an absolute monster the later this game goes. Just going to be able to run through Poppy, Maokai onto those ADCs, but Gwen, likewise, going to be very, very strong. So, two very, very interesting comms. Not something I really expected. York especially cooked up something pretty devious there, but if they can play that one perfectly, would be a very, very strong comp and hard for Saints to play against. But we're going to be getting into game right now, I believe, actually, perfectly on time. So let's see how both these teams decide to play their comps.
Yeah, so here what we're mostly going to be looking at, I think one of the main points of interest is probably going to be, so that Poppy jungle, you're going to be able to block a few dashes, but it's not like there are that many dashes on the side of St. Clair Saints, right? You've got like the Corki dash, you've got the Lucian dash, but aside from that, you have no other dashes, right? So it definitely makes it a little bit harder to make use of Poppy's anti-dash zone. Gwen here definitely going for that team fight style of play with that ghost, right? So no flash, just a TP ghost. So going to be going for those team fights. Here, public enemy number 1. Flash ghost. That's his
Every
thing.
Time.
He just goes flash ghost independently of who he's playing, because he always plays something that's aggressive. He's gonna go on to go for anything that will really take out that Gwen, get her completely out of the game.
Oh, invade.
Ooh, we are seeing the invade here.
The Gwen sees them, I believe.
But
they're gonna be going through, Olaf's so strong, level 1. And they can't contest this. If this Gwen decides to go anywhere near this, will go down. Can they take out the ward? No. But the blue buff will be taken by Maddie. It's a flip map situation maybe from the side of the Saints, but the Poppy has not decided to make her way into the jungle of St. Clair College, so Maddie should just have a bit of an advantage here. Obviously, Nunu can gank at any time. Such a strong ganking champion. Interesting pickup here by Maddie. Corki in the mid lane, a very scaling champ compared to the Tristana, who is very, very strong in the early game and just can take your turrets in a blink of an eye. So let's see how that matchup goes. And in the bot lane, I think Melio and Lucian will have a very, very good lane against Maokai Varus.
Yeah, for sure. Maokai Varus versus Melio Lucian. Lucian is 100% at the advantage here. Melio can make so much space. He can peel really easily for the Lucian. Here, the big difference that we're going to see, or like the big factor that's going to decide what wins the trade, is going to be Melio's Q to try and peel for the Lucian. But we're seeing the flash coming out from the Maokai.
Alonso.
Ooh, maybe
great flash stun coming out from the Poppy. Alonso's gonna be on 1 HP, will die, but look at the snowball coming in. Will be able to hit onto 2. Let's see how much damage Rogboom can pump out here. Will the Malphite be going down? Maokai on 1 HP should go down there to Rogboom. It's a 1-for-1 trade in the end, but great play from York University to start that one off, burning all of the summers of St. Clair there. Great start for them. You could see York University really like to play around their bot lane more, as St. Clair really focused towards their top side more last game. But this game, now that the top matchup isn't so dominant in the favor of the Olaf, they're going to be playing around that bot side a little bit more. You can see the Poppy looking for the dive mid. A very dangerous play here. Should be able to pick up Baker Boy and survive as well. Great proactive plays here from this Poppy, as Ricky's going to be looking for the 1v1 in the top lane. Does pop the Ghost. Ghost will be popped likewise on the Gwen. Both players burning their summoners. Gwen does have that teleport, so will opt to back here, and Ricky, not having that teleport, has to shove in that wave as soon as possible to look for a reset. Maddie's going to be rolling through the middle, but nobody's here. In the end, it's only a 100 gold lead, but great kills coming out from the Poppy here.
Yeah, most definitely. Kill's definitely on the side of York University here. But one of the most interesting aspects of it is probably going to have to be the fact that the Lucian is, and well, both ADCs have a kill, right? But Varus is like winning right now in terms of the CS wars. So that's going to be interesting to see how that develops. Nunu definitely ahead in terms of CS. And Poppy, I mean, she has 2 assists, right? She is definitely kind of carrying, making those plays happen, but not really prioritizing her jungle. We're seeing the Lucy boots already on the Nunu and Willem. So that's going to be an interesting development to see if it's an AP or more of a tank Nunu. I think it would be AP considering that they did go phase rush, but I could be wrong. We're seeing already first back for the Olaf here going for 2 long swords, plus some refill pots because Gwen does have her own, plus she has a lot of poke, right? Gwen, with the new season, I actually haven't had the chance to play her. I don't know if you have, but her builds are a little bit weirder now. Tristana engaging on the Corki. Corki gonna dash away, but that might be a little bit dangerous here as the ball does roll, but does not connect with the Tristana. There's a little bit of a fight in the bot lane. We're gonna see Shiba here taking out Rock Boom on that Varus. Neilio gonna have to run away a little bit. Doesn't want to get dived here. The ooh, okay. So we're gonna be seeing Nunu and Willem here taking out the Void Grubs. So we're seeing the same strategy come out from them again. So definitely working for the last time. They're gonna try and make it work this time too. Top lane, generally speaking, is going pretty well. We're seeing Olaf doing Olaf things, just kind of zoning in that top lane for the minions, getting a solid CS lead, not letting the Gwen really take advantage of her poke. Wow, taking out the Hollowed Mist here on the side of Gwen, not able to really play on the offensive like Gwen likes to, but that's kind of what happens when you're playing against Olaf. You have to play on the defensive at least until level 6. Gwen, definitely an okay matchup against Olaf because she doesn't have that hard CC, so she doesn't get completely countered. But that slow within Gwen's kit on her ultimate is definitely important. But yeah, here we're going to be seeing the stun gets missed from the Poppy.
Get him, Maddie, get him! The knockup comes through with the snowball. Will they be able to pick up the kill? Yes, they will. Kevin, they're just missing that stun onto that turret. Great movement by Bakery Boys, able to stay alive, and they get that Poppy that's been in their faces the entire game, looking for dives left and right. Finally, the Saints are able to hold one off, and now, are they going to choose to go for the Dragon? No, they will not. The Nunu is maybe going to whip around to the enemy jungle, maybe looking to invade. The Poppy here has no idea that she's in that bush. Let's see, the Saints playing super, super aggressively here, and they're gonna maybe find a pick onto the Poppy here. The flash will be used. This Maokai is walking up way too far. As Rock Boom is in the middle of enemy team, has no cleanse, but Nunu is coming back around with the snowball, does find it onto the Maokai who has no flash now. The Varus is doing so much damage. Rock Boom on 1 HP is gonna be going down. Maddie won't be able to find anything on the Nunu as well, and that is going to be a triple kill going over to Shiba on the Varus, and now he's going to be 5-0. A bit of an overcommit there from Rockboom, I want to say, on that Lucian. They got the Poppy flash. They could have just turned around onto the Malphite and I think burned him down, but Rockboom getting a bit too excited there, now making this game very, very hard for the side of the Saints as York University are up 2,500 gold.
Yeah, most definitely here. I mean, the Varus already had his Serrated Dirk, plus, I don't remember what the name of that item is, so definitely going to get turned into a Yomu's Ghost Blade and that Monomune, which is going to start stacking very, very soon. So we're going to have to be very wary of that Varus going into the next team fights. But yeah, that triple kill going right to the Varus, making him 5-0, is going to be a terrifying thing to go up against. The Tristana here, getting her Noon Quiver, getting her Crit Cloak, moving up. Corki keeping up on CS, even a little bit ahead. Olaf gonna pull out his ultimate here. Going to try and dive the Gwen, but doesn't work. The Q missing. Ends up getting the getting the kill. That is not ideal.
Terrible, terrible for the Olaf. Just missing that Q point blank will result to his death. It was going to be a 1-for-1 no matter what, but the fact that Death is able to stay alive there is huge for the side of York, and they're really improving their game here in Game 2, firing on all cylinders. Yes, St. Clair might be making a few silly mistakes here and there, but they do have a Dragon for themselves. They have some Void Grubs as well, so it's not all over. One shutdown on that Varus could just turn the game around. If you look on the side of St. Clair, don't really have a really scaling comp, but you do have that Corki. If he's able to be the one who picks up the kill onto that Varus, could just be the solo carry. This Poppy only on 29 CS, but has 5 participations, just getting the rest of their team ahead. It's going to be another fight here coming out from Ricky. Going to look for the kill onto the Gwen here, but does not have his ultimate, so can't really follow up on that one. The Varus ult is going to hit a minion. Nice dodge there from Rockboom, as St. Clair really need to do something to bring themselves back into this game.
Yeah, most definitely. St. Clair on the backside here, trying to respond more to what York University is doing. They can't really have that initiative. They don't have that power. Void Grub's fight here is going to start up in a bit.
Everyone's moving.
Yeah, we got 3 people here contesting, both on the side of St. Clair and York University, but the Gwen's going to make that a 4v3. They're really trying to contest these grubs here. Melio showing up to the fight. Varus is here. It's a 5v4 on the side of York University. Make that a 5v5. Everybody's here. It's a party, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to see the Olaf going on to the engage. Going to get taken out by the Maokai. Poppy coming out. Going to knock back the Nunu. They can't contest these grubs anymore. Nunu's back, flashes over the wall.
Rockboom with a flash. Not able to find the Gwen. The flash is going to come through from the Tristana, but in the middle of the whole team, should be going down. Will be making it out on 1 HP. Rockboom going in there very, very deep. Has to be careful as the Varus does do a lot of damage, but maybe they can find the shutdown. Look at the health bars on the side of York University. Everybody living on 1 HP, and no kills will really come out of that. I think it was a 2 for 1 for the side of York at the end of the day. Void Grubs not picked up by anyone, and you can see the early game misplays a little bit from St. Clair really let them down there. If they had a couple of those extra completed items, for sure they would have found a team wipe there. Ricky does have an item on the Olaf. The Rockboom does not have an item on that Lucian, just lacking that damage to find those final blows really cost them there in that fight. In the end of the day, it's not a disaster. The Void Grubs are still up, but now this should be pretty easy for York University to secure if they decide to move there right now.
Yeah, definitely a scary endeavor on the side of York University, but that fight was pretty much to their side. All the Grubs are up. They're trying to go again. All the boys are showing up again. We only see... Okay, wait, hold on. St. Clair's bringing everybody too. So here, okay, at least there's 1 grub going on the side of York University. So they got that package being used here just to clear out the wave on the mid lane. We've got a 3v3, gonna make that a 4v4 with Baker Boy showing up along with that Tristana. Okay, make that a 4v3 now. Tristana kind of just leaving. Lucian does end up stealing one of the Void Grubs. So that is a 2-to-1. Nobody will be getting the little, like, baby... Well, actually, no, sorry. York University can still get 1. But we will not be seeing a full 6 stack. So that is quite important to keep in mind. We're going to be seeing here the bot laners kind of slowly rotating back to their lanes. Melio completing his support item along with the Maokai, who's almost done his tier 2 support item. Although I think, yeah, the bot lanes here are going to be sticking mid, swapping lanes. Ooh, yeah, flash coming out from the Maokai, gonna lock down the Lucian. Not quite connecting though. We're gonna be seeing here the Poppy pulling up her field, making sure that the Lucian can't dash. Ultimate coming out from Nunu, not dealing quite enough damage. Stun coming out right onto the Lucian, but that's not gonna matter. Maokai getting taken out. And that's a 1-0 on the side of St. Clair College here. We're seeing public enemy number 1 on that Olaf going to engage onto the Gwen, just getting some damage with those axes and a little bit of that true damage thanks to his abilities. Lots of damage on the Gwen, not letting her really respond. And that's really just the power here. We're going to be seeing here the Yomu getting popped by the Varus.
What?
Poppy diving onto the Lucian, but those Melio shields keeping him alive.
Nunu's going to be rolling in with the snowball. Can he find the knockup on both? Should be able to find it there, but has no damage considering he's playing tank. And Saints won't be able to find the kill there. In the midst of that, Bakery Boy also did use his teleport, but he got cancelled out by the Tristana ultimate. This Maokai walking up very far will put that ping down. Should be able to stop the back onto Ricky there as the second drag is spawning up in a few seconds. Let's see if St. Clair decide to reset and fight this one. Bakery Boy, very, very low HP on that Corki, forced to back all the way up in this Tristana is going to cause havoc in the side lanes now. Going to take at least a couple plates here. St. Clair are going to choose to give up everything topside and just take that dragon, but York University are still expanding their gold lead as St. Clair are looking to take their second dragon of the game.
Yeah, here, that dragon, they're going to be useful. So we're kind of seeing a trade here. St. Clair isn't focusing those Void Grubs anymore. Now they're focusing on those dragons. They did end up getting, I think it was, what, 4 Void Grubs total?
Yeah.
Which isn't bad, but it's not what you would have ideally. The Rift Herald, though, here is going to go to York University. So a little bit more of a trade when it comes to the Rift here. But both drags going to St. Clair, so they do have that advantage in terms of objectives. But the gold advantage is on the side of York University, and that's a big advantage here. We're seeing all that gold at the right places, too. All that gold is on the Varus, it's on the Tristana here. Snowball not going to connect onto the Maokai. Attempted engage by St. Clair, but not really going to amount to much. A little bit of a note here. So Nunu is going for an AP build. Does seem to be going for, I mean, I would call that Demonic Embrace if we were last season, but that doesn't exist anymore, unfortunately. So might be going, I don't think that's a Ryla's, so I don't even know what that would build into. Maybe, maybe a Rod of Ages, actually. So it's a semi-tank build. Nunu ult going to come out here. Big engage into that mid lane. Varus ultimate going to connect onto the Lucian. Not going to amount to much, though. Tristana does end up getting the kill onto Alonso on his Melio. More fighting going on in the bottom jungle here. But Gwen not going to be able to get that Nunu. So we're going to be seeing here Corki trying to thin out the wave. Poppy engaging right onto the Lucian, not going to be able to stun him up onto that tower, so going to have to run away. Mid tower here, falling on the side of St. Clair College. They've got to be really careful here. That definitely opens up opportunities for a lot of roaming, a lot of ambushes in that jungle. Here, as we can see, public enemy number 1 scanning for wards. Probably going to try and engage onto Gwen.
No ghost on Gwen here. No teleport as well. I could see Ricky if he lands just one Q, just insta ghost and try and one-shot her. Does have the Trinity Force. Let's see how much damage will come out from here. It's
That's
huge.
A lot of damage.
Lots of damage. I think we might see the ultimate and the dive come out here. There it is. The ghost is popped and solo kill will be there. Death having no teleport, no ghost. This should be an easy tier 1. And Ricky finding an insanely massive kill in the top, and he can beat out that Gwen in the side lane. It will make this game so much easier for the side of St. Clair College. He's gonna force at least one more member to help that Gwen out. You can see the Maokai heading over to top lane, making sure that Ricky can't take the whole turret just yet. But I think even with the Maokai there, he's gonna be taking that one down. A huge momentum swing and a gold shift, as it's gonna be only around the 2.5k gold lead now. York University really trying to expand their lead there, but they have to be careful if this Varus gets caught out once. That will be a lot of gold going to St. Clair. You can see him buying the Swifties boots on Varus. Not something you see too often, but the lethality build will be online for him there. As Ricky's getting ganked by the Poppy, but and the Gwen should be going down here, just overstaying his welcome. Will decide to flash the wall here, but the Poppy will flash after him.
Yeah.
And I think giving the kill to the Poppy over the Gwen is not the worst idea, as they're gonna have a dive down in ball lane, and the shutdown on Tristana does happen. Maddie finding an amazing gank there onto the Tristana will swing the gold a bit back into the favor of St. Clair, but as I say that, York University are beaming on this tier 2 mid. They should be able to do a lot of damage, if not almost take it out. Rockmoon has to be careful. Malcolm's gonna engage. There's the cleanse, but he knows that his Nunu's coming back from spawn. They should be able to pick up this Poppy here, and they will. That's a kill with the ultimate. The tier 2 does drop, but they're gonna be looking for the chase here onto the Maokai and the Varus. Let's see if Maddie can roll up a snowball here. There it is. He's gonna be going hard. I don't think he can find the kill, but he's gonna go look for the strike. Won't find it, as they might look for a dive here onto this Varus. I think that would be a great play from them. Bakery Boy doing a lot of poke there. You can see Alonso and Rockboom really do want this shutdown, are not able to stop the back, and the Varus won't be dove as well. In the end, St. Clair able to find a couple of kills, but the gold lead does not get any closer.
Yeah, definitely St. Clair trying to be proactive in this, but they don't have that lead to do that. So they're making some plays, they're getting some kills here and there. Not ideal, but they are in a better situation than what they were. Right now, their main objective is getting that Varus shut down and out of the fight. Those Swifties really making it difficult though, right? Because he doesn't slow himself as much when he's using his Q. He's making himself a lot harder to kill, and plus he's got a lot of peel with that Maokai and with that Tristana, right, with her ultimate. So it's really hard to go up against that. Here they're setting up for Dragon, which is already spawned, I believe. So going to be difficult to deal with.
Oh, big snowball.
Oh no, sorry, it's coming out in 9 seconds. Snowball does connect onto the Maokai. Maokai does get away though. Yeah, we see here that does kind of get the Maokai out of the fight.
Yeah.
This Maokai has steel caps, does
Dragon.
have a little bit of movement speed with his first item, but not going to amount to much here. Not very tanky yet. We're going to be seeing, yeah, they're taking the Dragon, they're contesting the mid lane. Yeah, red team here getting that Dragon right onto St. Clair's.
Snowball!
Oh, no, it doesn't connect. But, man, AP Nunu's snowballs do hurt a lot here. We're seeing, actually, the Corki getting both the, getting his Eclipse. He has his Magic Pen boots, but he seems to be building a Monomune here, which is really interesting. I really expected the Malignance to come out, but he doesn't seem to be opting for that, which is, I mean, it's kind of like core part of his build. So maybe it's, I mean, I don't know why that is, but maybe he's got some hitting strategies here. The calling coming out right onto the Poppy. Poppy gonna lock down the Lucian. He's gonna be able to get away. Doesn't get caught onto the.
Look at the Varus. Look at the Varus.
All the Varus.
Huge shutdown.
Oh! And it goes on to the Corki. Corki shutting down the Varus.
Triple kill. Huge.
He gets the Maokai. He gets the Poppy. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Corki here is fed beyond reason. So he's gonna probably get that Monomune up right now once he backs. That's gonna be terrifying when it comes to the next team fights, because those Corki rockets really hurt.
Yeah.
So yeah, he might go with a Monomune and then go for a Malignance. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, that's an interesting build. So Baron here going to go on the side of St. Clair College. Definitely putting them at the advantage here. Gold now sways to the side of St. Clair College. They are about 2,000 gold ahead, which is really good for them. I mean, this is the comeback angle right here. They have what they need here. Nunu gonna get that scuttle, gonna clear out that extra vision that they have probably in those bushes, thanks to the new innate abilities of the scuttle this season, which is really nice to see. We're gonna be seeing,
Snowball.
yeah, this Varus does hurt. Oh, Snowball coming in though, all might hit them.
No strike.
Nunu does take some damage though from the turret, so gonna have to be careful from that. Not to get too cocky with those turrets. Wait, is Nunu emoting?
Could be.
I just saw an emote go off. Oh yeah, Maddie does.
Oh,
like his
no.
emotes. Oh no, that is a Poppy getting caught out. Does get hit by the snowball. I mean, hey, that Poppy
Ricky
is
on the
taking-
flank. Look at Ricky on the flank on the Olaf. Gonna pick up one. Going straight onto the Varus with a second as Corki takes one down. Olaf gonna find two here. Gonna tank up the turret. Look to find the third as Lucian picks it up. Another great team fight win for St. Clair, and they might look to end off the game here. 5v1. All up to the Gwen here. Gonna try and ult the wave, but as soon as she walks up, will be in a lot of danger. St. Clair are knocking away at this tier 3. Rock Boom taking so much damage, but it's just a little bit of a bait for the Gwen to go in. And now, no damage to clear the wave. 15 seconds on the Tristana, 9 seconds onto the Varus. They're going to look to end the game here. I don't think they have enough time here, but let's see how they decide to play this one. The Maokai ult will come out. They're going to look to kill the Gwen instantly, and they will do so. She lives on 1 HP, actually. Will be able to make her out alive. And now St. Clair have to be careful here, as the rest of York University are respawning. Corki finds a pick onto that one, and Varus gets a shutdown onto the Olaf. St. Clair able to open up the base of York University just a little bit, but with this Dragon Soul spawning in a minute 40. They don't want to overcommit there and lose the game. This Corki is absolutely massive, has the lost chapter there. Will be able to pick up his third item. Will be doing insane amounts of damage for the soul fight, and it's going to be hard for York University to contest this one.
Yeah, as you were saying, the Malignance coming out on the side of Corki. It's going to be terrifying. Now the team fights, I mean, it's AoE MR Shred, right? That's what the Malignance does, which means that when those Corki ultimates are going to come out, right? What's going to happen is you're going to see a lot of damage come out from the Corki, and not only that, but the Nunu with their Leandries is going to deal a big bulk of damage. because of the shred on MR for like the entire enemy team that's going to be sitting in those kind of MR shred zones. Corki here actually engaging onto the Gwen. The Gwen really weak, but does shred the Corki down thanks to her true damage on her Q. Corki gonna actually have to flash out of the Q, but does end up getting the kill onto the Gwen. That was kind of close for the Corki. Corki here with a 700 gold shutdown. Snowball does connect onto the Poppy. The Poppy, though, does have a Cane boom, so lots of MR on the Poppy. But that's kind of something to watch out for. Cane book, and from personal experience, I kind of feel like it's a bait item. Like, it does give you a big MR shield, but like if you run into someone that like their ADC, right, that shield's completely useless. So it kind of depends. It's a really situational item, and I feel like it's getting used a lot more than it should. But I mean, hey, it's still better than the other MR one. Oh, hold on here. There's a big fight going on. The bot tower goes down. Ricky here, gonna charge right into the bot lane, gonna start taking out the Gwen. Gwen does indeed fall. He's onto the Varus, takes out the Varus. Now he's changing targets to the Poppy, takes out the Poppy. That's a triple kill for Ricky. Now he's choosing to take out
Penta.
Oh my god, is it a Penta? Is it a Penta? He takes out the Maokai?
Dive it. Oh, he's taking so much damage from the Tristana, but they're gonna be looking for it. The snowball's coming in, everybody's dying.
Oh,
Triple kill for the Tristana, as she's gonna be able to defend the base here. Saints giving up a little bit of bounty here, but have to be careful not to throw away the game here. I think Maddie's going to make his way over to that dragon, pick up the souls. You can see everybody is taking a nap in the fountain. They tried to give Ricky that pentakill on the Olaf, but just could not find it. It's going to be still a very good fight for St. Clair cause they're going to open up the base of York completely. They're going to take the dragon soul, and you just have to believe the next time they respawn, it will be the end of the game. But one thing to point out, the Tristana now on 3 items will be very, very fed. Was able to get the 1k gold bounty onto the Corki there to start off the fight, so it was a great start for York, but Ricky in the backline of the Olaf just caused complete havoc, and now he's gonna have that ghost and ultimate in the next fight. I just don't see how York University can slow him down.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate that Ricky couldn't get his pentakill. It really is. But hey, I mean, sometimes you gotta hide in that. Sometimes you gotta hide in the fountain because it did buy them time, right? The 3-man dive did buy York University a lot of time, and it does give them a comeback angle, but it is a really hard angle to capitalize on, right? They have 2 inhibitors down. They're still behind on golds. They really, really need to watch out for what's going to go on here. You can see there's already a spell shield on the Varus because he doesn't want to get engaged on. But the problem is a spell shield isn't going to help you against somebody like hold on here. Gwen doing an engage. Poppy gonna follow up on that, but lots of damage coming out. Actually, Tristana gonna get the kill onto the Lucian. Biggery boy here killing the Varus.
But look at Ricky.
They gotta be. Oh yeah, Ricky dealing a lot of damage.
Pentakill, he wants it. He wants it.
Getting the Tristana. No. Oh no.
They stole it from him. Maddie steals the penta. Ricky getting another triple kill. But like on this Olaf, once he gets to those 2 items, just becomes unstoppable, and that is going to be the game from St. Clair. A little bit of shaky one. That one, York put up a great fight for themselves, but St. Clair College, 27 minutes, will be taking this one in very, very strong fashion. Bakery Boy and Ricky really doing a lot there. Maddie as well with 19 kill participations out of 24 kills, doing a great, great job there. Great team play from St. Clair. They didn't play the best through the early game. That Varus really did have a lead, but once the team fights came along and Ricky came on that flank with the Olaf, just shut down both ADCs for the side of York University. Great game from St. Clair. Able to get the 2-0, get the sweep. Wasn't that easy. It was a great fight from York, but in the end, they're going to be moving on.
Yeah, and this game too, you saw that York University was doing a lot better. They learned from their mistakes in that first game. They kind of started coming back. They got some good fights in. That early game was really well played. They kind of fell off though. There was a few mistakes here and there that St. Clair was able to capitalize on, and then basically take that shutdown gold and just completely sweep them back. But I think the biggest, like, I'll say shout out here, was on Ricky's flanks. They were so good, and they permitted his team to really get that damage off, and you can see it. I mean, an Olaf top DPSing.
Yeah, on
Why?
3 items. Just once he got that Sterex, really became unkillable, and Bakery Boy able to find a huge shutdown onto Varus there in the mid lane on the TP. That was I think the game changing play in that mid lane when York went for the kills up on mid lane and Bakery Boy found the TP alongside the Maddie ultimate. They were able to get that Varus, able to pick up everyone else. A triple kill for Bakery Boy there. Was just able to swing the game in an instant, and then after that they got one good fight and really snowballed away with it. So a great game there from St. Clair, and yeah, I mean, congratulations to them.
I mean, definitely well done. One thing that I had to point out, though, I can't believe I didn't see this. That was a Halo Blades Corki.
Yeah. I didn't notice as well.
Usually you see a Corki and they're like, yeah, I play First Strike, or I saw a few Phase Rushes or Arcane Comets, but what? Halo of Blades. Okay. I mean, hey, it worked out.
Yeah,
I'm not complaining, but
maybe it's just into Tristana. It's probably the best choice. They know better than us.
I mean, hey,
That's for
I'm
sure.
in bronze. All I know is that the Hail of Blades isn't normal on Corki, but hey, I mean, he made it work. I'm not complaining. He sure isn't complaining. He won the game, but yeah, very interesting game. But yeah, just touch back on those flanks on the side of Ricky on that top lane. He didn't have a good time in that early game. Like, the early game was rough, right? He was kind of going back and forth. Sometimes Gwen was winning, sometimes he was winning, but it wasn't it wasn't a complete domination like last time, or like what he's known for doing, right? He really had to fight to really get that advantage, and then afterwards, few good TPs on the flank and completely decimated team fights. And thanks to that, I mean, you could see it. He top DPS'd as, again, a top laner. Granted, it's not like he's playing Scion or Ornn is literally everything, so of course you can top DPS as Ornn. But right, he wasn't playing a tank, he was playing a bruiser, but still, top DPSing like that was an insane amount of damage coming out on his behalf. We can see here, the Nunu was actually going for a hybrid build. He did go for the Leandries, but he also ended up going for a Sunfire Cape, right? So kind of going for that balance between tankiness and damage. But yeah, we can see here, the Gwen, I mean, she dealt good damage here compared to the rest of her team. Just usually you don't want your top lane dealing that much damage when, I mean, the only thing that got close to that is the Varus and the Tristana. The Varus and the Tristana were like top DPSs on their team, which is good, right? Don't get me wrong. And then Poppy. Why is Poppy out damaging the Gwen? Like, that's one of my biggest questions. Gwen's an anti-tank champion. They had the Olaf. She should have been farming a little bit more of that damage, which means that she wasn't, like, she just didn't have the items. She wasn't able to follow up on that damage, right? And wasn't able to capitalize on those engages to deal her damage. I guess she was frontlining, but she wasn't dealing the damage that a frontliner should. So kind of sucks on that behalf, but she was behind a lot of the time, which means she just didn't have those openings, or she didn't have that damage. Because Gwen's known for her burst, but at the same time, she couldn't burst that much because she didn't have those items to give her that burst. And I believe level-wise, too, she was kind of behind, which, I mean, it is unfortunate, but that's kind of just what happens in the top lane. If you lose the lane, you're going to be behind a lot of levels, and from that standpoint, it's really hard to team fight. But a good performance by York University here, an even better one coming out from St. Clair, which got them the win.
Yeah, and with all that being said, we're going to be wrapping it up. Thank you to everyone in the back who made this stream possible. Thank you to all of our sponsors, Tim Hortons, Subway, HyperX, the SRC, and the St. Clair alumni. If you don't want to miss any of our matches, follow all of our social medias, Saints Gaming Say on everything. We have absolutely everything. We upload things daily. We keep up to date. And with all that being said, we're going to be back here on Monday for some Rocket League action at 7 p.m. Thank you guys for watching, and have a great weekend.
GG.